think he is wrong? Yes, of course. He don't like that. As older brother, always.
You should check it out. It's on YouTube. You should check it out. It's called Behind the Ropes. It is a documentary that Sky Sports shows ahead of their fights. Now, of course, I always say that everything's like HBO 24/7. But basically, it follows, somewhat of the same format as far as the documentary of the fighters going into the fight. However, this one was about Wladimir Klitschko. And you can tell that this is kind of like a look into what could be the last fight of his career. You see what I'm saying? As you know, or if you don't know, it's April 24th, 2017. It is 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are now 5 days away from what is arguably right now the biggest fight of the year between global fight between Anthony Joshua, what is he, 18-0 with 18 KOs, and Wladimir Klitschko, former, unified champion, and truth be told, could have been undisputed, but basically you can count him as undisputed because him and his brother held all the belts at one point in time. The retired Vitaly Klitschko. Wladimir is 64-4 with 53 KOs. His last loss in his last fight was well over a year ago. What's that, about 15 months or so ago? When he fought and lost to Tyson Fury in a very ugly fight where Tyson Fury used his movement to defeat Wladimir, his movement in his youth to defeat Wladimir. That was in November 28th of 2015. Now he's fighting Anthony Joshua on April 29th, 2017, which is going to be on this Saturday on Showtime in the States. Showtime at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live. So what's that? That's like 1:15 p.m. on the West Coast. And then it's going to be on HBO, tape delayed. So you have to watch it. You're going to have to watch it on HBO at like 10:15 or something, or 10:45 at night. So, of course, thank God I have both networks. I'm going to be watching it on Showtime. Also, if you have over in the UK, you have to buy it on pay-per-view. That's just the way that it is. So, looking at like the names that he's beaten, when you look at most recently, Brian Jennings, Kubrat Pulev, Alexander Povetkin, Maurice Watt, Tony Thompson. And then when you go look at, Anthony Joshua, listen, right? This is where things get frustrating because when I do these videos, I have no personal allegiances with none of these fighters. And I feel that I do my best to give sound reason and argument on why I feel like a fighter should win. But I'm not going to do this in my fight week video. I'm going to save that my actually breakdown, for my fight week video. I like Anthony Joshua, but at the same time, Anthony Joshua has not done anything. If he beats Wladimir Klitschko, I'm going to be like, okay, yo, dude is going to be good. But it's hard to say that he's going to be the best thing, or the best, it's hard to say I got to get up and get that. I apologize. I usually have it right here. Very unprofessional, I know. So, as I said, it's hard, like when I do these... Damn it. Hello? God damn it. Sorry about that, guys. God damn it. Anyway, like I said, it's hard to give him like real respect because a lot of people are writing this I don't want to call it hype, but yo, that's what you do when you're a boxing promoter, when you're Eddie Hearn. You build these fighters up to be loved and respected and marketable, and then when it comes to that first big test, you gotta hope and pray that they win. So therefore, you're not gonna be called a hype job. But in this case, please understand, I do all my videos live and uncut. So people might probably say, well, why didn't you edit this? No, get out of here. I don't do none of that. So it's like this, for example.
Obsessed about the goal, get to the fight, win this fight, win the titles. Raise my hands up. Show to the world, I can do it. I still got it. Wladimir, no, he has to dominate. Not to wait.
You think that they know, you know, because Wladimir Klitschko is not talking about retirement, but yet his brother, Vitaly Klitschko, is saying, yeah, if he loses, you know, he's not going to have that same fear factor anymore. But do you think that Wladimir should retire if he loses? You know? And really, what if he's not as old as people say? I understand that Tyson Fury made him look old, but and Brian Jennings was laying some hands on him, so he had 2 fights. Even though he won a Brian Jennings fight, and even though he lost the Tyson Fury fight, people are like, oh, you know, Wladimir is done. He's been around too long. But in this day and age, being 41 years old in the boxing ring, it's not that old. Don't get me wrong. He's got a lot of miles on him because he's one of the very few fighters that doesn't really get injured. You know, and also I'm talking about a few high-level fighters that at one point in time, not too long ago, what was that? 2012, fighting 3 times a year and 2 times a year, 3 times in 2012, 2 times in 2013, 2 times in 2014, 2 times in 2015. Remember, he was supposed to be right back in there with Tyson Fury, but then Tyson Fury got his shit going on with him. You see what I'm saying? So he's a very active boxer, and sometimes, you know, you're going to come across fighters that are going to lose. You know, Tyson Fury used that movement. And I've been getting into arguments, not arguments, but debates with people who are really, really heavy Anthony Joshua supporters. And there's nothing wrong with you wanting him to succeed, but look at the facts. He does not move like Tyson Fury. Because somebody said, you know, well, if Tyson can beat him, then surely Anthony Joshua can. You know, and then they'll say, well, you say Anthony Joshua ain't beat nobody, then Tyson Fury ain't beat nobody. That's not the point. That's the type of argument you have with your girlfriend about dumbass shit. You see what I'm saying? That doesn't matter in a scenario. As the saying goes, styles make fights. You know? So I get what you're saying, and I get that you want Anthony Joshua to succeed, and I get that what he's shown you is nothing but greatness. But if you look at that resume, and if you looked at who has he really had to really test him, and I'm talking about whether it comes to power, when it comes to hand speed, when it comes to skills, the only test that he's really had was Dylan White. Charles Martin wasn't no test. Dominic Breazeale wasn't no test. Eric Molina wasn't no test. Gary Cornish, Kevin Johnson, Raphael Love, Jason Gavin, Michael Sprott, Dennis Batov, Ertz, Max Skelton. And remember, I do this for a living. I have watched, I can say honestly, 90% of Anthony Joshua fights live, meaning like as they're airing on television. I've never been the one. And I've watched all of his fights multiple times. And it doesn't take that long to watch his fights because he be knocking motherfuckers the fuck out. So you can get through one sitting of Anthony Joshua fights, which are all available on YouTube, by the way, or on social media. You can get through all of his fights in like 2 hours. You know? Less. You know, so, like I said, I see where he can be good, but right now, you know, we just have to see, man. By the way, I'm looking for help. Anywhere in the world, you know, if you want to cover boxing in Germany, if you want, you got to be bilingual, obviously. You want to cover boxing in Germany, you know, anywhere, you know, please email me at editor@fightview360.com. We are making some major technological uploads, upgrades and advancements. You know, we are getting a full set that is now set to be under construction in a few weeks, meaning a full boxing like set. You know, the old ass wood panels are coming down. We're getting a custom desk. We're going full 1080p on our live streams and in our videos. People, for the prudes out there who say, well, we want you to look into the camera. We're going to be doing all that stuff, you know. You know, so we're making some real good advancements. Now what I'm wondering is, since this episode was, oh, by the way, I'm going to rate it. It was kind of emotional a little bit. A lot of people didn't like, before I move on, I know I'm jumping all over the place. A lot of people didn't like the gloves are off between Joshua versus Klitschko. But in my opinion, I thought it was pretty intense. You know? So, I think that, you know, like just to see the mental psyche of both fighters, and both fighters are not ready to lose. You got Wladimir Klitschko, who has lost before, but he can't see himself losing to Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua knows that if he loses, there's going to be so much on the stake, and people are going to say, yo, he's a hype job and everything like that. So, I like the gloves are off. Now, I'm wondering, and I should know this, is that if that, let me just look it up real quick. Is there going to be a behind the ropes for Anthony Joshua? You know, because this one was dedicated to Klitschko. You know? But is there going to be the one for Wladimir Klitschko? I mean, for Anthony Joshua? So far, it's looking like it's not going to be one. They only did one for Wladimir. That's kind of weird. So basically, this was just a special on Wladimir Klitschko. But I'm going to do a fight week prediction video in about 24 hours from now. We're going to go over all, the keys to victory and why I feel that Wladimir Klitschko is going to win and why I feel that my argument is sound. Now, of course, don't be a dickhead. Excuse my language, but nobody can predict all fights to win. I'm just going to give you the reasons why I feel Wladimir Klitschko can win. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be people on here, some drunk, UK people, or I think Joshua fans are going to come on here and say shit like, oh, look, you were wrong, you need to quit and all that, and give up on boxing, Anthony Joshua, yay, AJ, yay. I understand all that, but don't bring that shit here, bro. TstreeT Controversy Live.